If you're not enjoying the process to achieving your goals, you have to detach. You have to practice detachment. If you're not enjoying the journey of your manifestations, you have to practice detaching from the outcome, detaching from the how. A lot of times we struggle with detachment, and so we get hyper fixated on how it needs to happen, how it needs to come together, and we put a chokehold on our goals and we get stressed out, anxious, and depressed in the process. If you are ready to learn how to detach, why you should detach, then this video is for you. Stay tuned to learn about detachment and how you can detach to manifest your goals faster. If you've been working on your goals, your manifestations, and they are not coming at the speed you would like them to come, you probably need to detach and focus on detachment versus the action steps that you've currently been taking. And a lot of times people think detachment means I don't want it, send it away, I'm repelled, but detaching actually is the best thing you can do if you truly want to achieve your goals. Have you ever been on Instagram and you get a DM from someone that's like, hey girl, oh my gosh, so obsessed with you. What's new? What's your mission? How long have you been in business? What's your vision? What are you working on? Tell me everything. And then you immediately get the ick and you're like, ew, leave me alone. Act like a normal person. What are you even doing? That is why you need to focus on detaching from your goals. You want to play not like hard to get with your goals, but you want to feel unbothered where you are actually attracting your goals versus chasing them. And a lot of times what happens is we're so focused on chasing our goals and we're like the hey girl in the DMs that we're not really learning how we can attract, and we focus on chasing. So detachment is all about stepping into your feminine energy of attracting, not chasing, while attachment to the outcome is very masculine energy. And in order to receive, we need to be in our feminine. So let's talk about what detachment is and what detachment isn't. Being overly attached to the outcome is putting a chokehold on your goals. And when you have a chokehold on your goals, it doesn't allow for the universe, higher power, God, source, universe to co-create with you. And when you don't allow room for co-creation, it's not fun and exciting. And what you're going to experience is stress, frustration, discomfort, because you're not allowing for the surprise. You're like, it has to happen this way on this day, or something bad is going to happen, aka a panic attack, depression, burnout. And when you're so hyper fixated on how it's going to happen, you are going to send yourself on a one-way ticket to burnout. And when you're burnt out, you're really not enjoying the journey. You're not enjoying the highs and the lows because you're so fixated that the highs are going to save you, when we know the journey is where it's at. Because every single movie, we enjoy the journey. We don't want to just know what happens in the last 5 minutes. We're there for the whole entire experience. So detachment isn't letting go of your vision. Detachment isn't saying, I don't want it anymore. Detachment is saying, I trust that if I take the aligned actions every single day, it's just a matter of time before it actually manifests in my reality. And when you truly detach from the outcome of how it's going to show up in your life, you allow for this or something better to co-create. So think about a goal that you've worked towards and then ask yourself, did it show up the way that I thought it was going to show up? Probably not. I know for me personally, none of the goals that I actually set came together the way that I thought they would. It just didn't happen that way. It either happened, it took longer, or somebody else was involved, or there was an opportunity, or this happened or that happened, but just magic unfolded. And every time you detach from the outcome, you're allowing yourself to say this or something better. But when we don't allow room for something else, we lead ourselves on the path of anxiety and depression. So detachment isn't saying I'm giving up on my goals, like I surrender, like the dog rolling on its back. Detachment is saying, I know it's going to happen. I don't have to focus on how it's going to happen every single day. because I have faith and trust and I can surrender that faith and trust. So you might be wondering, how do you detach while taking aligned actions every single day? And a lot of times when we visualize, people are like, okay, well, how do you visualize while detaching at the same time? It seems really awkward and uncomfortable. How do I do both at the same time? And this is how you do it. You visualize 15 minutes after you achieve the goal. So if your goal is to generate $1 million in your business, you would visualize 15 minutes after. Okay, so what would you do 15 minutes after you generated $1 million? You probably would call someone. You probably would cry happy tears. So you think about 15 minutes after, and then you visualize that. And then you can think about the version of me who just generated that goal. What would she do today? Oh, well, she probably would post her content. She probably would send an email, do XYZ. So you still take the aligned action, but you're no longer stressing. You're no longer having anxiety about it. You're no longer causing panic or depression or all of the other symptoms. Because here's the thing. If you've experienced trauma in your life, your brain will get hyper fixated on how it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen in the way that you mapped it out or you planned it out, you will actually trigger your brain's trauma response. And when you trigger your brain's trauma response, one of 5 things will happen. We've got fight, flight, freeze, submit, and attach. And what happens is the brain will now decide that your goals are not safe. And when we decide that your goals are not safe, your brain is going to self-sabotage the actions you're taking. So you might, for example, decide, oh, I have all these action steps that I want to take in order to achieve my goals. But now your brain is like, it's not safe. It's not safe to take action. It's not safe to do that because every time we take action, it's triggering a trauma response. Every time we get our hopes up, we get our hopes let down, it's triggering a trauma response. So now the brain has decided your goals aren't safe. And when your brain is deciding that your goals aren't safe, self-sabotage shows up as avoidance, distraction, overwhelm, anxiety, stress. It's too hard. And then you end up ultimately giving up on your goals. And we don't want that. So the best gift you could give yourself right now is to detach. How is it going to happen? So I want you to think about this analogy. If you were to host a dinner party next Friday at 5 o'clock, would you trust that you would show up, that your friends or your family that you invited would show up? Probably yes, right? You might have someone who's maybe a little bit flaky. They might show up late, but ultimately they would show up. Then you ask yourself, how would I prepare for a dinner party that I knew was a guarantee to happen? Oh, I might pick out an outfit. I might make a playlist. I might make food. I might do all of these things that are going to help me prepare for that arrival. That is the same thing you're going to do with your goals. You're going to act as if the dinner party is happening, and then you're just going to plan accordingly. We're not going to be hyper fixated on, well, what if this person doesn't show up? What if the food is terrible? What if the music's terrible? We're not doing any of that. We're just focusing on how can you prepare for the dinner party that you've got set up at 5 o'clock on a Friday. So the same thing with your goals. Detaching, putting it off the pedestal, putting your goals off this pedestal that you've decided is going to change your life. And when you take the goals off your pedestal and you put yourself on the pedestal, you will step into the energy and the identity that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. We no longer have to be worried. When is it coming? How is it coming? We have faith and trust that it's going to come no matter what. So if you've been working on your goals and you've noticed that you're really stressed, overwhelmed, filled with that anxiety, you have to detach. You have to detach every single day. It's an active practice you have to do. Otherwise, it'll drive you absolutely insane. It will actually cause you to go insane. What is insanity? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. If you do not detach the how, you will actually go insane. So when you are detaching from the outcome, it's actually going to help you achieve your goals so much faster because you're not going to be so stressed about it. And what do we know about stress? Stress blocks us, creates trauma in the body, which puts us in a freeze state, puts us in a flight state, puts us in a paralyzed state. So if we have less stress about our goals, we're going to get more intuitive guidance. And when we have more intuitive guidance, we're going to be able to achieve those goals, go after our goals, and have fun. Oh my gosh, if you're not having fun on your dream life, you're doing it wrong. I'm telling you right now, if you're not having fun, if you are saying right now, I'm not enjoying it. It's not enjoyable. I'm stressed. I'm filled with anxiety, depression. How can I be anxious and depressed at the same time? I don't know, but it's happening. I hear that all the time. I'm anxious and depressed at the same time. It's not fun. If you are not enjoying the journey to achieve your goals, you are too hyper fixated and you need to detach. Because when you detach, you can allow yourself rest. When you detach, you can allow yourself clarity. Oh my gosh, I actually don't want that. I want this. When you detach, you can actually allow yourself to say, hey, how can I have fun today? For example, I'm at Animal Kingdom right now, and I'm going to insert some animal footage. I decided to come on a random Tuesday and film my YouTube video at Animal Kingdom. Was that on my agenda? No. Did I detach from the outcome and I've decided to have fun with my YouTube channel? Yes. Okay, so let's recap today's video. Detach the how. You got to let go of the how. You have to let it go, set it free. Once you've let go of how it's going to happen, ask yourself, where can I have more fun every single day? Where can I take aligned actions that are going to allow me to have more fun? Where can I just focus on the vision? Where can I visualize 15 minutes after my goals and dreams have created, have manifested, have materialized? And how can I just focus on that and taking those aligned actions every single day? And if you are in that state where you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and anxious, take my free trauma response quiz to see which trauma response you are experiencing right now. And when we release the how, we can allow more abundance. And we know more abundance means more access to resource when it comes to manifesting your dream life. My name is Alyssa Cotten, your money mindset bestie. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. I release videos out every single week, and I'd love to have you a part of this community.